Head, neck, backbone straight. In this position, the energy flow is maximum, conducive for learning and spiritual growth. Let us withdraw our mind from whatever has happened in the past, keeping only the learnings with us. Let us let go all future anxieties, present confusions and tensions, and focus on the breath. Breath is always in the present moment, always fresh, always detached, always available for us to meditate upon. Let us take a slow, deep, conscious breath. Full breath. Let us keep our body still, mind cheerful, intellect clear. Purity of mind, clarity of intellect, and stillness of the body. Let us invoke God's grace and Guru Parampara's blessing to keep us on this path by chanting, where the sound vibrations are absorbed in the body. Om. Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बू फलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सावरं जंगमं व्याप्तं यत्किंचित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Hari Om. Thank you, Manisha. So we are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter-wise summary, and last session we completed the 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga. So let us revise and go to the 13th chapter. So 12th chapter, we all know Arjun's question in the beginning, that what is better, meditation on Sagun or meditation on Nirgun? What is more faster? What is more profitable? So Lord said that both reach me. Sagun Bhaktas also reach me, Nirgun Bhaktas also reach me. That means one very interesting point where maximum fighting is happening, maximum confusion is there, maximum religions are having contradictions, is that Bhagwan is both Sagun and Nirgun. Because some of the religions say Bhagwan is not Sagun, it's only Nirgun. But it is not very easy to fix mind on Nirgun because there is no form, there is no guna. Mind requires name and forms. So, Bhagavan said, I will give you the qualification and define it, then you decide what path to take. So, second point what Bhagavan took is that what is the qualification for Bhakti Yoga? Fixing the mind on the goal. Entire mind and intellect. This is where the whole sadhana happens. Then there has to be steadfastness and there has to be supreme faith. Three things. Unconditional love, that is fixing mind. Both are same. When we say unconditional love means wherever there is love, the mind and intellect will go towards it. That's the parameter we can check. What do I really love? Where the mind goes. Qualification for Jnana Yoga, we saw that sense control. Why sense control? Because for Jnana Yogi, the one has to sit and withdraw the mind and focus on the self and the truth, what is there within. Whereas a Bhakti Yogi looks outside towards the God's idol, the beauty, the decoration. And that's the reason sense control is the first qualification, because if I am able to sit quietly and close my eyes and withdraw my mind, then I can only focus on the self, Atma. Equanimous to all. So being objective is very important, not being subjective, not being biased. So I must check whether my thought process is biased, because there is something called as unconscious bias also. I am not even aware that I am biased about certain things. So equanimity and welfare of all. That is the intent from where the action starts. And this is very important because anyhow, I am withdrawing my attention from the world. I mean, withdrawing my attention from the body, mind, intellect. And for this, these three qualifications are very, very important. Actually speaking, suppose we see Buddhism and they do Vipassana, they have these three are the main pillars of their meditation: equanimity, welfare, and then withdrawal. Important point to note, for Bhakti Yoga, the mind has to go outward towards only one God, one idol. And for Jnana Yoga, the mind has to withdraw. So I can check whether my mind is more pravrutti oriented or nivrutti oriented. And this is where the whole confusion happens. This is where the fighting happens. Jnana Yoga is difficult, Bhagavan says, and it is recommended for minority because most of us are identified very, very strongly with the body. Sometimes I have to sit quietly and say, if I don't have a body, what will happen? The moment I do not have a body, but I am there, then the transaction will not happen. The senses, the mind will not go out of the senses. So because there is strong identification with the body, pravrutti marga is indicated by the Lord as it is meant for majority. Constantly, if I am thinking of self-glorification, food, sleep, comfort, then I must go for bhakti marga mode and slowly develop the nivrutti marga because all things go hand in hand. Bhakti yoga is easier and is for majority. Bhagavan says, if you go in for bhakti yoga, I will lift you. I will come and lift you from this samsara. And Jnana yoga, because you have studied all the scriptures, you are able to withdraw the mind. So I will ensure that you are on the right path and you will get in contact with the Guru. Because on Guru's faith, on the understanding, the person walks with God's grace. Difficulties in bhakti sadhana, same thing here, is that extrovertedness, constantly mind goes from one point to another point. Attachment to body, attachment to relationship, attachment to the world. Lot of ego that I am a spiritual seeker, that is also very subtle ego. Insistence on the result, anxiety to fruit of action. These are all difficulties in all sadhanas. So I have to work on this, minimize this, at the same time increase satsanga, increase my japa, increase my meditation. Gradation of path, what we saw. Gradation of path is how the flow happens. First of all, I must have a peaceful mind. If that is becoming difficult, then I must check why the mind is not peaceful, because I have not renounced. I do actions. Some people do lots of actions, but the attention is on the result. If I have not done these two, then meditation becomes difficult. And then the spiritual practices. So mere spiritual practices without knowledge is mere idol worship. Suppose I have only knowledge about Shastra, I can quote everything, I can chant everything, I can give 1 hour lecture on all the scriptures, but I am not connected with that knowledge. I must see what is the difference now between what is said here and what my behavior or action is. And then that will lead to meditation. Then renounce of fruits of action is the recommended practice by Lord again and again, because that is where our peace of mind is reduced. Anytime, suppose I am finding irritation, frustration, depression, sadness, that means my attention is more on the fruit rather than the process, more on the result than in the process. What can I do this moment? Suppose the mind constantly says, what can I do best in this moment? That I must do. One of the cause of stress is that I am thinking of the result more than the process, than the action. Then what is the result of this? Peace of mind, purity of mind, clarity of intellect, concentration and absorption of mind, transcendence. And then we saw from verse 13 to 20, Bhakti Yoga, 36 qualities. Why these 36 qualities are mentioned? Because we are into family, we are into job, we are into business. So we just can't meditate for 24 hours. We can't withdraw the mind suddenly and fix the mind on the Lord, unconditional love. So Bhagavan says, okay, you do meditative living. What is meditative living? Is developing these qualities. These qualities, when we start developing, our energy will be conserved, our energy will be directed, and then the process will become easier. So Bhagavan gave us 36 qualities to develop in day-to-day transactions. And these 36 qualities, suppose we see, which we could just go through in 2-3 minutes, are so beautiful that we can practice only here and now when we are in the war, when we are in the family, when we are in the business or in social life. I cannot just go there in Himalayas and practice these qualities. So Bhagavan said to Arjun, and through Arjun to us, is that your sadhana, you cannot never say that because I am in family, job, business, I am not able to give time for spiritual life. This is an excuse. Bhagavan says, no, here and now you practice this. So what are the qualities? I have just given in one slide. I know Ganesh is, ensuring that these are all sent again. So just reading a few. Advishta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmama nirahankara samadukha sukakshami. So all 36 are there on this slide. Hates no being, friendly to all, compassionate to all, free from attachment, free from ego, free, balanced in sorrow and happiness, and always forgiving self and others. Santushta satatam yogi yatatma dhrudhanishya mayar pito manor buddhi madbhakta same priyaha. Ever content. So one important point, one of my favorite point is that those who are into spirit, those who are on the spiritual path, they must always smile, always be cheerful. Because when people know that we are in spiritual path, and then we are angry, frustrated, sad, depressed, all the time complaining, cribbing, person says, see this person, I know this person from 10 years listening to Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, but still the moment you meet, the person starts cribbing, complaining, sad face, depressed. So always content, always happy, always cheerful. Because now I know what is my real nature. Steady in meditation, self-control, possessed of firm conviction. Once the mind and intellect is convinced that I am not body, mind, intellect, and my nature is such chit ananda, then the path becomes easier. The mind and intellect has to get convinced, and that is called as sadhana. Mind has to get convinced that the real happiness treasure is in myself only. And then the mind will turn, because mind naturally will turn towards where there is happiness. One of my favorite words, Yasman no dvijate loka, lokan no dvijate chayaha. One who is not agitated by the world and one who does not agitate the world. This also is very important that, first of all, I do not get disturbed so easily. So easily. And even if I get disturbed, it is for 1 minute, it is for 5 minutes, it is for 15 minutes, it is for an hour, but not more than that. I do not carry that disturbance from one event to another event, from one situation to another situation, from one person to another person, from one family to another family. Wherever I go, I spread cheer and happiness. So there are two types of people. One, wherever they go, they spread cheer and happiness. And second type, wherever they are not, there is cheer and happiness. Then anapeksha, suchir daksha, udasino gatavyataha. We saw this almost one entire session we invested, because one of the deeper cause of our misery, sorrow, irritation, frustration is expectation. Anapeksha. So Bhagavan says, slowly reduce expectation from the world, because you are seeking something where it is not located. Intelligence is in seeking something where that thing is located. Then I can keep moving and that thing comes in my vision. Before that, I can smell it. Suppose there is happiness located in the self. The moment I turn my attention, slowly I get the fragrance. Slowly I come near. Slowly some happiness comes. And then I merge. Because my direction is different, I expect different things which are not located. So we saw the 3 mistakes of expectation also. And then we saw other 36 qualities. In the last, Bhagavan says that who is my supreme devotee? One who loves me alone. And that what it means is that is for us also. We cannot say that no, Bhagavan, like how can we do that? Because we also like, suppose in relationship, one person loves 10 people, 100 people. The person wants that you should love only me. So Bhagavan says only me means your attraction, temptation must reduce towards something which is false, something which is temporary, something where happiness is not located, and then you know it is located automatically. Automatically my mind will start going towards God or self, where the happiness and love is there in infinity, infinite bliss, pure existence, consciousness, infinite bliss. So this is how 36 qualities we can practice. So as we discussed many times, every day I must do some sadhana, some japa, some kind of meditation. Then I must do some swadhyaya. I just came across one saint saying something very beautiful of swadhyaya, that when we read this line, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam, or anything which is a Siddhanta in Bhagavad Gita. So when we worship an idol of Lord Krishna also expects that you also do something, whatever I have told in Bhagavad Gita. So I must see the Siddhanta and then check my heart, whether how much difference is there in that. Advishta Sarva Bhutanam. Let us take only one. Hates no being, no deeper dislike towards anybody. Then I must check and then have a paper and pen. That is what that saint told. Very practical one. Because otherwise people keep reading Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, this, that, but I'm not checking where have I reached? What is my parameter? What is Bhagavad Gita saying and what is my state? I must always keep checking. Then I must write on a piece of paper, okay, Advishta Sarva Bhutanam, and what is my on 1 to 10 scale, maybe 6 or 7, then I must increase by 1. So that is Swadhyaya. Swa and Dhyaya. So Swadhyaya is not just reading, chanting every day. That is also very good. And then definitely all our and other time goes in Seva. So Swadhyaya, Sadhana and Seva. And the fourth one we had added, Sanyam in all four, all three. Because sometimes we overdo certain things. Chanting means continuous chanting, then I get tired. Fasting means lot of fasting. So Sanyam in all. So here we completed one of the most beautiful chapters, Bhakti Yoga. And now we are going to go to the 13th chapter. So before we go to 13th chapter, let us sit straight, pray to the Lord and Guru that whatever is been said in the chapter, I get the essence of it. The name of the chapter is Kshetra Khetrajna Vibhag Yoga. Very fascinating chapter because we don't think this way. And suddenly a new light is thrown by the Lord after this Bhakti Yoga. So what is the name of the chapter? Kshetra Khetrajna Vibhag Yoga. The name of the chapter is very fascinating. Distinction between the knower and the known. This name itself is very interesting because our attention is on the known. And we hardly ask that who is the knower of these emotions? Who is the knower of this world? Who is the knower of this thought? No, I am very angry. But who is this I who is angry? No, I want to have this. But who is this I who want to? No, I am getting old. Who is this I who is getting old? No, my attention is not there. Who is this I? No, I don't understand. But who is this I? Okay, I understood. But who is this I? Now the chapter what is coming is that the distinction between the knower and the known. And why this distinction is important? Because the known has been superimposed on the knower. So it's a very meditative chapter, very, very subtle chapter to think over and to contemplate. So let us see that first of all, where this chapter suddenly came, that it seems that after 12th chapter, there is no connection with the 13th chapter. But this chapter has connections with earlier chapters. So as we again repeat now, 1 to 6 focuses on who am I, 7 to 12 focuses on who is God, and 13 to 18 focuses on what is the relationship between me and God. So 12th chapter, we have completed the Bhakti Yoga. That was the culmination of God. We saw Vibhuti of God. We saw where various aspects about God. And then how to do Bhakti of God, what are the qualifications to do Bhakti, etc. in the Bhakti Yoga. And now we are going to start the relationship aspect, where what is my relationship is very important, because relationship invokes feelings, emotions. Now, very interestingly, Gita has 700 verses. 70 verse is the first of the chapter number 13, because this verse is not there in Mahabharata. This verse is not there in Shankar Bhashya also. So, why this verse was introduced by Madhusudan Saraswati is because suddenly Bhagavan starts with one topic which has no connection with the earlier verse. So one verse was introduced and it is accepted, and many of this Bhagavad Gita text it is there, but original Mahabharata written by Ved Vyasji, it is not there. So Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses, and this is the 701st verse. That is the first one, where Arjun asks one question that please explain to me these 6 topics. So now let us see the connection quickly. In 12th chapter, Arjuna had asked just now what we completed, what is which sadhana is better, Sagun or Nirgun, which is superior? Bhagavan said Sagun is for majority, Nirgun is for minority, and it is difficult to practice. But why? Why it is difficult to practice was not highlighted. The Akshar Tattva was not highlighted. Why you are saying that focusing on the self is very difficult than focusing outside? Outside we came to know because mind wants names and forms. But that was not discussed. 7th chapter, Bhagavan said 2 Prakrutis, Para and Apara. And then mentioned that I am beyond both. No, beyond both was not explained in detail. Para Prakriti and there is Apara Prakriti. But I am beyond Para and Apara also. Para manifested, unmanifested, but I am beyond that also. What is beyond Para, Jiva and Apara, Jada? Not discussed. 7th chapter, Bhagavan says 4 types of devotees are there, and Jnani is my dearest one, who knows me, who loves me. But why Jnani is dearest? That was not discussed. So here it is taken. So this way, these are connections of earlier chapters, and this is what Bhagavad Gita, Guruji says, is that Bhagavad Gita will give one verse and Bhagavad Gita itself explains that verse in detail later on. So which is the best commentary on Bhagavad Gita? Guruji says Bhagavad Gita itself, because Bhagavan has mentioned certain things, but he doesn't forget. Later on, he'll bring up that topic and explain in detail. And Shankaracharya calls this chapter as Kshetra Adhyaya. And very interestingly, one of the biggest, largest commentary in Shankar Bhashya. Shankar Bhashya is the commentary on Bhagavad Gita by Adi Shankaracharya. That is the reason we are able to understand the details of this Bhagavad Gita. One of the largest commentary is on this first verse, that is the second verse. First verse was added by Madhusudan Saraswati. So the second verse is the key verse where we have to pay attention, where Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya has given lots of discussions, commentaries and examples. So with that background, this question which was added by Madhusudan Saraswati for us to understand that what is the essence of the 13th chapter. So basically 13th chapter has 6 topics. 6 topics are discussed. What are these 6 topics? 6 terms are discussed and 3 topics. First topic is what is Kshetra and what is Kshetrajna. Kshetra is the field and Kshetrajna is the knower of the field. Prakrutim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Khetrajna Vibhag. So second topic is Purusha and Prakriti, and the third topic is what is Jnanam, what is true knowledge, and what is Neyam. What is the goal of knowledge? So very interestingly, when we come across, we really, at least I felt that these questions didn't come to my mind in this life at all. Who is the knower? No, in this world is there, I am the knower. But then Bhagwan is still going further. Okay, who is the knower of the body? Who is the knower of your breath? Who is the knower of your mind? Who is the knower of your thought? And what can be called as true knowledge? So I had mentioned in the earlier sessions is that we are taking a separate session for understanding what is true knowledge, that is Pramana Vichar. Those who are not attending, they can go through the recorded sessions on YouTube, because there we have defined what is true knowledge. True knowledge is that which cannot be changed with time, cannot be changed with means, is doubtless, and it is not dependent on memory. Somebody's memory I am reading, that cannot be true knowledge. So there are various parameters. So before we go to this chapter, okay, let us see the second verse. This is the main verse where we are going to see one Gurudev's video also next time, where Gurudev says that this verse, if you understand, all other chapter, all 13 chapter is repetition of this. So the second verse is the key of 13 chapter, and I have to pay complete attention, and sometimes my thinking will be challenged. And I have to contemplate, because these are all contemplative verses. So first of all, Bhagwan says in this second verse is that Idam Shariram Kaunteya. So this body is the, so first topic we are taking, this is a main topic of this chapter. If I understand this, then other 4 terms are very easy to understand. So Bhagwan says that first topic and the name of the chapter is Kshetra Khetrajna Vibhag Yoga, field and the knower of the field. So Bhagwan says, Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetra Mitya Bhidiyate. That is, the body is the field and you are the knower. So, okay, that I understand, Bhagwan. That body is the field, Sharira is the field. Now, why Sharira Bhagwan has taken as one of the examples to start with? Because Shariram means that which perishes, that which decays. And what is a field? Why Bhagwan could have taken different words also, but why field? What is a field? So field is something what protects, something which nourishes us. So we always protect our body from getting hurt. So that is our field. So I am protected by my body. People say, okay, I don't want to get hurt physically. Then some people say, I don't want to get hurt emotionally. I don't want to get hurt intellectually by insults. So that I is protected by the body, mind, intellect. And that which wears out, Kshayam. So what is the body? Shariram, because Shariram, Idam Shariram Kaunteya. What is our body? Body has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stages are there of the body. So first I exist in the womb. So first the body comes and then the jiva comes. And before I take birth, I am existing in the mother's womb for 9 months. So there is where the existence starts. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. So when the body is given up, then the jiva will go and it will search which womb is best for me, which family is best for me, which mother, father, where sister, brother, relatives, and then it will search, and where the desires are going to be completed, it goes into that womb. Then the second stage is birth. I take the birth, where the mother has to really throw the child out, because child doesn't want to come out. Because there is so much of comfort. Our life starts when we take birth, not with happiness, but with fear. with anxiety, with uncertainty, with uncomfortableness. And that's the reason with all this, suddenly there is a sound shock, this shock, the child is scared, where am I thrown? Because the child doesn't know the world. And the child cries and the doctor says, now the child is normal. So all our life goes into overcoming comfortableness, uncertainty, and fear. And that's the reason we do many, many things unconsciously, unknowingly to overcome these three. And then we grow, and then the body matures, and then slowly, slowly after 40, 45, 50, the hair, teeth, hearing, movements, the strength of the body, the firmness of the body starts deteriorating. That is called as decay, and the body goes into the 5 elements. We don't call as death. Where it came from, body is made up of 5 elements, it goes in the 5 elements. So that is the field. Now, very important point. Bhagwan is calling that as the field. But I have been thinking that I am the body. So now the turn starts happening. Suppose I think over this verse that Bhagwan is saying that this is the field. So I am the knower of the field. So I should be different than the body. Harvesting field, as you sow, you reap. So this body's field, when we call, whatever we put, it will come. And that whatever we put, that is the karma. That is the action. And then karma will give you the fruit. Now comes the important point. Bhagavan says, Kshetrajna is the knower of the field. Still now Bhagavan has not told who is Kshetrajna. Who is the knower of my body? If a purpose, suppose I ask right now, sit quietly here because this is a contemplative chapter. I have to sit and ask, okay, I am the body, Bhagavan. Bhagavan says, body is the field. So from today, we have to change our belief that body is the field and I am knower of the body, because that is very simple to understand. Who is the knower of the body? Senses, mind, intellect, or there is something within me which is saying that I am the knower and the body is the known. This is very simple. We don't require any kind of scriptures to know this, because suppose I am looking at the mobile phone. I definitely know that mobile phone is different than me. Mobile phone is or laptop. Mobile phone or laptop is the field and I am the knower of the field. Mobile phone or laptop is the kshetra. I am kshetrajna. The world is the kshetra. I am kshetrajna. Till now, I am okay. But when we start coming deeper, that when Bhagavan is saying Shariram, that means Bhagavan is saying that body is the field and the knower of the field has to be different. So I am the knower, I am not the body. How do I know I am the knower? Because I can know what is happening in the body. The observer has to be different than the observed. The knower has to be different than the known. The witnesser has to be different than the witnessed. The experiencer has to be different than the experienced. So these all things I have to write down. Knower, known. Experiencer, experienced. Observer, observed. Witnesser, witnessed. And definitely I will come to know, yes, I can know what is happening in the body. Body is paining right now. I can know. Now we are going to go deeper and deeper. And where this shock comes is in the 3rd verse. That is not very easy to digest. And then we have to discuss on the 3rd verse, because suddenly Bhagavan is going to say something else. Why to know this? Because Kshetrajna and Kshetrajna has got mixed up. Definitely till now, before coming to Vedanta and Bhagavad Gita, definitely all of us, most of us, I think that I am the body. Now after coming here, we come to know that Bhagavan is saying, no, no, no. You are not the body. Body is the field in which all actions are happening, and body has come up with 5 elements. It will go in 5 elements. You are the knower of the body. Till now, the Kshetra has been superimposed on the Kshetrajna. The known has been superimposed on the knower. I think I am the body only. So from today, I have to write down in bold lines and put in on my wall wherever I contemplate and sit and meditate that I am not the body. I have a body. Most beautiful thing is to say that I have a family, I have a house, I have a pen, I have a mobile phone. In the same way, after that, I have a body. Because whatever I have, I take care. I take care of the house, I take care of relationships, I take care of mobile phone. So much mobile phone goes here and there, then I get upset. But from today, I have to take care of the body because I have it. How they have got mixed up? Kshetra is superimposed on Kshetrajna. The known is superimposed on the knower. The body is superimposed and I have been thinking that I am the body. No, I am old now. No, henceforth, I must say internally, the body is getting old, not I. No, I am angry. No. From now, I have to say I am experiencing anger. I am experiencing old age. I am experiencing happiness. I am experiencing peace. I am not it. And that's the reason this chapter suddenly opens up a new door of thinking that Kshetra Khetrajna Vibhag Yoga. Distinguish between field and the knower of the field. How to know? Vibhaga. Distinguish, separate. And this requires, that's the reason all the discussion what we had earlier, this distinguishing, separating requires peace of mind, quietude of the mind, alertness of the mind. After this session is over, I have to sit quietly. My mind should not go here and there. And then I start experiencing myself, because this is Vijnana. Vijnana means I can experience it here and now what Lord is saying. We might have said, no, Bhagavan, I cannot see your vibhutis, you not give me vision. But here Bhagavan says, I am giving you something that you can sit here and just ask, oh, I can experience my body, so I am not the body. I can experience my breath, so I am not the breath. I can experience my emotion, so I am not the emotion. The process starts. Separation starts. The moment I do this, this is the highest level of meditation. Lot of asanas and desire gets extinguished when I start distinguishing between the observer and the observed, the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. Why should we distinguish between Kshetra and Kshetrajna? Because Bhagavan says that many people, many sages have sung glories about this. And why it is important? Because Kshetra is samsara, cause of samsara and cause of change, cause of bondage. And Kshetrajna, suppose I focus on, you will be liberated ASAP, immediately, here and now, no time. Because I am the Kshetrajna, I have to just recognize, I have to just claim that I am Kshetrajna, I am not the Kshetra. What is the process of knowing this? Know the nature, origin, both of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Now this is what will be our chapter, that what is Kshetra, what is Kshetrajna. Bhagavan is going to take in detail. What is the benefit of knowing this? I will be released from the bondages. It is like, suppose I assume that I am the shadow. What a problem. Suppose I think that I am the house. You might say these are all very gross examples. But suppose I think that I am my house only. When the building goes in redevelopment, I am gone. No. I am separated. Separate than it. So when I start separating, first of all, the fear will go that I am not it. Attachment will go, delusion will go, sorrow will go. Because sorrow comes from attachment. There are videos, available in my verse to verse. I used to show a lot of videos that the child is extremely scared because it thinks that it is the shadow, and it runs here and there, and the shadow runs behind him. And the shadow goes in the gutter. I don't go in the gutter. Suppose I am walking now. This is an sadhana I can do while walking. Suppose I am walking in the evening. The shadows are longer. I am walking here and my shadow is going in the gutter because I am walking next to a gutter. I can experience it. It is very interesting. There is a dustbin. The shadow goes over the dustbin. But I don't get impure by it because I am different than the shadow. So, right thinking will give us liberation. Separation will give me freedom and happiness, and lack of thinking is bondage. So Gurudev's favorite word was think. Think, think. So let us take a deep breath and think what Bhagwan is going to give us a bomb in the next verse. But I think before we go to the next verse, there are certain prerequisites or certain aspects we will come to know, which we are also covering in detail in Pramana Vichara. Because before we go to the third verse, which is actually the second verse of Bhagavad Gita, that is the verse where Adi Shankaracharya has given the maximum commentary. So now, how knowledge happens? Because now we have to separate this knower and the known. So what is the technical word for knower? For any knowledge to happen, there has to be four things. Knower. Then known, there has to be an object of knowledge. That is called as prameya. Then the knowing, and it has to be a valid means, pramana. Like right now, suppose we are seeing hand. You can only see my hand, but suppose you take a lens and you can see a lot of lines, more lines. And suppose we take a microscope, then I can see bacteria, viruses moving around. So my knowledge changes with means. So very, very important. From today, I must not be so super confident. It must be only used for earning some money and comfort and leisure. But I must not be super confident that whatever I know, it is the truth. Because what is my pramana? What is my means of knowing? No, my means of knowing is WhatsApp. My means of knowing is Wikipedia. My means of knowing is YouTube. That cannot be the valid pramana. And the world is changing. So when the world is changing, then the knowledge also will be changing. I cannot have an absolute fixed knowledge about the changing world. And that's the reason Einstein, after all these discoveries, before he died, he says everything is relative. Whatever I have discovered and told, it is relative. Because any research, anything what we discuss about changing world, the knowledge also will change. And then it gives as prama. So these four I have to contemplate upon. For any knowledge to happen, prama to happen, right means is required, object is required, and pramata, the knower. And now this chapter is going to distinguish between the knower and the known. What is knower? Knower, who is the knower, and what is known. When right means are not employed, then there are two possibilities happens. Then there is ama, no knowledge. After listening to all this session, some people say, no, I didn't understand anything. Sometimes people go to sleep, no knowledge. And suppose I go through the entire class, this we have experienced, all of us in college and school, something teacher is saying about man's, that class goes about ama, no knowledge happens. But the knower was there, object also was there, but the knower was not pure. The mind was not there attentive. So the knowledge didn't happen. And Brahma means sometimes I get confused. So there are three possibilities in our day-to-day transaction. Brahma, that is the right knowledge. Ama means no knowledge, and Brahma means confusion. Right now we are into Brahma because we are superimposing known over the knower. I am superimposing body over the knower because I do not know who is the knower. I think I am the body. Because I do not know who is the knower, I think I am the mind. And say I am sad, I am like this, I am like this, I am like this. But I am describing about the field. Now I have to have faith on God, because this is a 13th chapter. Bhagavan says separate it. Do not get confused, separate it. Now these are the laws of knower and known. These two I have to contemplate during the week. If there are any questions you can pose, we can discuss. The knower and known has to be different. Law number one, it cannot be the same. And that's the reason eyes cannot see itself. No, I can see my eyes, but I require a mirror. Because the knower cannot know itself. Important point. Knower cannot become the known and vice versa. Suppose my eyes are seeing the mobile phone. Eyes cannot become the mobile phone and mobile phone cannot become the eyes. Knower is one, known is many. So I have two eyes, but I can see thousands and infinite objects. Eyes are only two, or eyes are only one. Suppose I take. Both eyes are one. Vision is one. I can see so many colors. There is only one tongue, but I can have so many tastes. So knower is one. So slowly, when we go inside, we will understand that knower has to be only one. There cannot be two knowers. Now this I have to, in inverted commas, skip, because next verse Bhagavan is going to say, I am the knower. That is where the whole turn happens. And we will discuss in detail that on that verse why Adi Shankaracharya has given maximum commentary. Knower is not affected by qualities, properties of the known. Like my eyes are there. Suppose it sees some red object, my eye doesn't become red. Suppose it sees something blue, my eyes doesn't become blue. Suppose I taste just now gulab jam. After that I taste samosa. My tongue remains balanced. It is not affected by the qualities of the known. Very important. Now this sounds very cross and easy to understand. But when we come inside, we will come to the knower in us is not affected by body, mind, intellect. It is the unaffected by body, mind, intellect, because the knower cannot be affected, otherwise it will keep changing. My eyes has seen thousands and lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of forms and names and colors, but still it is like that only. Maybe some power has gone down, but it doesn't get affected. Knower cannot know known. No, knower can know the known, known cannot know the knower. Like right now you are sitting on the chair, just look down for a minute and see the chair. The chair cannot know that how much weight that chair is holding. Suppose the chair can start knowing, then it will reject. Get up, don't sit on me so much. You are putting so much of load on me. You are already 80 kilos, 70 kilos. The object cannot know the subject, but the subject illumines the object. I hope we are contemplating on this and reading about it. The knower is changeless, known is changing. The body is changing, the world is changing, the breath is changing, the mind is changing, the thoughts are changing, but the knower in me is changeless. How do we know? Physics says to observe a change, there has to be a changeless observer. I hope in 8th standard this sentence comes, 8th or 9th standard. Physics book. I am standing, the train is moving. These experiments we have done. Then the train moves with this speed, another train comes with this speed. All these exercises we have done in 9th standard physics textbook. The knower has to be changeless to know the change. So suppose I was small, I can see my 2-year-old photo, I can see my 5-year-old photo, I can remember my 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old. But there has to be a knower in me who has observed all this, and the knower has not changed. And that knower is me. So all these laws we will again repeat, and then before we go to the next verse, which is the main verse of this 13th chapter, where Bhagwan comes and says that Kshetrajnam, that I am the Kshetrajna in you, and that is where our conversation is going to prove that what Bhagwan is going to say, what Bhagwan is saying, that how can you say, Bhagwan, that you are the Kshetrajna? Right now I am the Kshetrajna, I am the knower of my body. But Bhagwan says, I am the Kshetrajna. And not only your body, all bodies. So we will see technically what all challenges come when that statement is going to come in the next verse. So before that, we'll just repeat again. The knower and known are different. Knower cannot become known and vice versa. Knower is one, known is many. Knower is affected by qualities, properties of the known. Knower cannot know the known, known cannot. Knower can know the known, known cannot know the knower. Knower is changeless, and the known is changing. So I hope you're all enjoying this, because this is Vijnana. This is not even Jnana. I don't require, after listening to this, I cannot say I do not understand it, because it is my experience that yes, only thing what is required is separation, and that is what Bhagavan wants, that do Vibhaga in this chapter. Separate. And I can just close my eyes whenever I get time in the morning, evening, and this will be meditation till this chapter is going on. Okay, I can see this laptop, so I'm not the laptop. Okay, I can experience the body, so I'm not the body. I can experience my breath, so breath has to be different than me. Okay, I'm not feeling so good now. I'm feeling sad, but I'm not that sad feeling. I'm different. I am different. I'm having so many thoughts from morning to evening, but I am not those thoughts. So this is what Bhagavan wants, that separate. Because now, not only this, that because I am saying so, in the next couple of verses, all these things what I said, Bhagavan is going to gather this and put into Kshetra. This is Kshetra for you. Mind is also your Kshetra, intellect is also your Kshetra, body is also your Kshetra, world is also your Kshetra. And then the question comes that, okay, all these things if you are putting in Kshetra, then who is Kshetrajna? And Bhagavan says, I am the Kshetra. I am not there only. We will see very, very interesting points which are going to come in the next verse, because then there is this question is going to come, and this is requires logic. And for logical thinking, very important, whenever we are emotionally overwhelmed, I cannot think quietly. So my emotions has to be quietened. I have to sit quietly, take deep breaths and think over and separate, because Bhagavan wants us to separate. Kshetra Khetrajna Vibhag Yoga. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.